Now on Nightside, a Spokane man sentenced to 1 year in jail for child sex crimes, while the judge says he deserves even more time behind bars.
We are heading into the 90s for the first half of the weekend, and then there are some changes to tell you about in the First Alert forecast.
Local food banks are struggling to keep their shelves stocked. How long they expect supplies to last as the need for food in Spokane keeps rising. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Well, this is video from just a few hours ago at Second Harvest in Spokane. Empty shelves, not because food was handed out, but because there's just not enough. Food insecurity is increasing all across the inland Northwest. Good evening, and thanks for staying up with us. I'm Kirsten O'Connor.
And I'm Jordan Smith. Aaron Luna has the night off. Second Harvest, which stocks many food banks across our area, says supply chain issues and an increase in demand is threatening their mission to help feed families. New on Nightside, our Rania Kaur explains what's being done to get food back on those shelves.
Just a year ago, Second Harvest tells me they installed this 3-story shelf to accommodate all of the dried goods they were receiving. Now these shelves are standing empty. It's a nationwide problem Second Harvest expects is going to take over a year to solve.
Empty shelves, a freezer not quite full. It's a sight Drew Moyer, the president of Second Harvest for the Inland Northwest, is getting used to.
More people are turning to their local pantries for help as pandemic era benefits kind of slide away and the pressures of inflation really work on people's budgets, and they're seeking assistance in greater numbers from their local pantry.
Local pantries like the Salvation Army, UGM, Spokane Valley Partners all receive supply from Second Harvest.
The Food Bank for Food Banks were a backbone agency for the region. Food is coming in and going out just as fast as we can get it.
Moyer says they're doing what they can.
We've revamped our trucking operations to be more efficient in picking up donations, and also have got more people working to earn support from the food industry. And so it really is our #1 priority.
But some things are just going to take time.
Canned goods have been more difficult to acquire for sure. They're costlier, and supply chain disruptions make them more vulnerable. Could be anywhere from 18 months to 2 years. You know, we hope that it will get better sooner than that, but we do expect continued disruption ahead.
For more information on how you can help, just click on this story on our website at kxly.com. In Spokane, I'm Rania Kaur, 4 News Now.
What a warm Friday it's been, and it's only going to get hotter tomorrow.
It's heating up. Summer's here.
That's right. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker has our weekend forecast.
Yes, and here are 4 things to know about your weekend forecast. It's going to be hot Saturday. We're going to be back up in the mid-90s, about 5 to 10 degrees warmer across the region than what we were today. We do have a front coming in early Sunday morning. That is going to bring breezy and cooler conditions for Sunday, but we're only going to drop our temperatures back down to average. In fact, temperatures will be very similar to what they were today. The one concern I have about this front is the potential for some isolated dry lightning, the last thing we need in the middle of fire season. I'll talk more about that later in the news. But first, here's a look at our high temperatures across the region today. We were in the 80s and 90s, 88 in both Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, as well as Sandpoint. These temperatures are really just right about average for this time of year and the hottest time of the season. 92 in Omak, 92 in Grand Coulee, and 96 in Lewiston. Tomorrow, we're jumping up into the mid-90s in Spokane. Blue skies and sunshine, light winds for most of the day. Those winds will start to pick up overnight into Sunday morning as that front approaches. I will show you what that front is planned for the second half of your weekend and tell you about a return to hot weather in the 7-day outlook in just a few minutes. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, Spokane firefighters quickly got control of this brush fire that broke out along westbound I-90 this afternoon. It was burning right near the Thor Street Bridge and closed 1 lane of traffic. The fire was put out, and I-90, of course, is now fully back open, but the cause of that fire is still under investigation.
Late this evening, the owner of Splashdown has confirmed to 4 News Now that the Spokane Valley Water Park is set to open tomorrow. The park has been closed for 3 years. It was supposed to be open last month, but there have been a series of maintenance issues. This week, there was a water pump problem. But again, the owner of Splashdown confirms tomorrow's the day it's going to open their doors.
Well, time for a quick look at sports. I'm Julian Minnesone. The Seattle Mariners are well within striking distance of a playoff spot. The Mariners entered the day just 4.5 games out of that wild card. Mariners on the road taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks. It was 114 degrees at first pitch. Luckily, Chase Field has a roof and a pool for the fans. Cooling down. The Mariners, though, they were heating up. Cal Raleigh doubles down the line. That brings home a pair of runs to give Seattle a 2-0 lead. Now, same inning, it'll be Tom Murphy at the plate now, and he had quite a game in this one. It'll be Murphy doing some serious damage, hitting one into center field as Seattle takes a 4-0 lead after the first inning. Pretty good start for the M's. Now, 7th inning is where we pick it up now. Matt Brash on the mound for Seattle, and Brash will throw a wild pitch, gets away from Cal Raleigh. Raleigh tries to get the runner at home, and it skips all the way to first base. That will allow another run to score, and all of a sudden, it's a 5-2 ball game. But the Mariners take a deep breath and close this thing out. Paul Sewald strikes out Christian Walker. That's ball game. Mariners win 5-2. Seattle, they're hot. They've won 3 in a row, and the series continues at 5:10 tomorrow night from Chase Field in Phoenix. Live in the studio, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Julian, thank you. U.S. pedestrian deaths are at a 40-year high. Every day, 20 people who walk outside are killed by a moving vehicle. It's a deadly trend across the country and here at home.
Through yesterday, we're at 91 for this year compared to 64 for the previous year. So it is an upward trend that we don't like to see, and there's a lot of reasons for that.
Find out those reasons and why it's so hard to stop these crashes. Plus, the 3 E's they say can save lives. In Robin Nance's special report, watch it on the KXLY Plus app.
Police have arrested Carly Russell, an Alabama woman who admitted to faking her own kidnapping. On July 13th, Russell called the police to report what she said was she saw a toddler on the side of the road. When police showed up, no one was there. She reappeared 2 days later saying she had been abducted, but later admitted it was all a hoax. She now faces 2 misdemeanor charges, each carrying up to a year in jail.
On Monday, the Idaho Doomsday mom convicted of killing her 2 youngest children will be sentenced. Lori Vallow faces life in prison for the deaths of 16-year-old Ty Lee and 7-year-old JJ. She was also found guilty of conspiring to kill her husband's former wife, Tammy Daybell.
A Spokane man accused of rape, child rape, and molestation learned his fate today in court. Mark Hoffmeister will spend the next year in jail after accepting a plea deal for sexual assault of a minor that happened back in the 90s. Along with 1 year in jail, Hoffmeister will not be allowed to be around anyone under the age of 18 without another adult present for 10 years. On Friday, several people read their victim impact statements, showcasing the many ways Hoffmeister's actions have taken a toll on their life. Some saying they have led to mental health issues, drug abuse, and more. They also said that 1 year was not enough time for him to serve behind bars. The judge agreed. However, due to the terms of the plea agreement, the 1 year maximum was the most that they could do in jail.
And to those members of your friends and family that think that you didn't molest, think you're deluded, and I'd be really worried if you were allowed to let this man around a child. I'm concerned for public safety, and I think you represent a threat to public safety. If I could give you more than a year, I would.
And on the other side, the defense produced letters from people close to Hoffmeister speaking on his character and argued that no further jail time should be served.
A former mechanic accused of stealing thousands of dollars worth of tools and equipment from Geiger Corrections Facilities is waking up in the Spokane County Jail. The former Geiger Facilities mechanic, Richard Passmore, had quit his job. When questioned by detectives at his home yesterday, he admitted to stealing several items from Geiger. Police then recovered around $25,000 worth of stolen tools and equipment at Passmore's home that belonged to the Geiger facility. Passmore was booked into the Spokane County Jail.
Starting this Sunday, Spokane police will begin enforcing the city ordinance that makes being in city parks after hours a misdemeanor. All neighborhood parks will be closed between 11 p.m. and 5 a.m. in the morning, except for Riverfront Park. That closes at midnight. Spokane police say that they will initially focus on educating the public and handing out warnings, but those who refuse to leave could be ticketed and even arrested.
Well, this is eerie. Human bones have been found in the sand surrounding Bear Lake in southeast Idaho. KUTV's Fall Nelson reports.
When a customer approached Chase Eubanks at the boat rental shop on the shores of Bear Lake saying they found a human jawbone, he didn't believe it.
That's the last thing I expect. And then so I went down to look at it for myself, and it's what it was. So I immediately called the cops.
He thought it would be another animal bone, maybe.
We find animal bones on the beach all the time, fish bones, deer bones, like leg bones or whatever.
Now Eubanks and all the investigators of Bear Lake County are wondering who the jawbone belonged to. Sheriff Bart Heslington says the anthropologists from the University of Idaho say some of the bones were animal bones, but others still need to be tested. What is the next step in the investigation as far as you finding out who this is?
So I think one of the primary pieces of information that will help us with that is when we are able to do some further testing and get some information that might give us a time period of when this person died.
Heslington says even though the jaw was separated from the rest of the skull, that doesn't necessarily indicate any kind of trauma.
There's nothing on it at this point that indicates anything suspicious. You know, the currents in Bear Lake can get very extreme.
A very eerie story indeed. Well, coming up, how downtown Spokane is celebrating the 33rd anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act being signed into law.
Plus, the dangers of using expired sunscreen. That's next on Nightside.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app. 4 News Now is brought to you by Carpet Barn. 4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
Pop the champagne, humanity. We've done it.
Celebrate your night with big winners, shocking thrills, and living legends.
No, I've always thought of you as Dave Jr.
Every hair on my body is standing up right now.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
Spokane is my hometown. It's where I built my business and raised my 2 boys. But Spokane has changed, and not all for the better. Brighter days can lie ahead if we have a city council that puts results over political agendas. That's why I will take action to address our homelessness crisis, make affordable housing a priority, and support our police and firefighters to keep our neighborhoods safe. I'm Kim Please, running for city council president, and I'm asking for your vote. Thank you.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
No.
Of course not.
Not again.
Right now, your local Toyota Parts and Service Center is offering $5 off cabin or engine air filters, $15 off True Start batteries, and $20 off AC repairs or service. Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Hot Tub, Hot Tub, Hot Tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance some new 2023 inventory. Today through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2023 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
4 News Now is brought to you by Circling Raven Golf Club.
Thanks for staying up with us here on Nightside. This week marks the 33rd anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act being signed into law. In honor of it, there's a Disability Pride celebration tomorrow at Riverfront Park. There's going to be free food, vendors, entertainment, and resources for Spokane's disabled community. Everyone is invited. That event runs from 11 to 3.
Well, in downtown Spokane, Feast World Kitchen is a nonprofit restaurant and catering company with a unique mission.
Feast empowers immigrants by giving them the opportunity to cook their native dishes and also earn an income.
We've had over 100 families cook in our catering and restaurant program, sharing their food and culture, earning great income, and building career and business skills at the same time.
Feast World Kitchen co-founder and executive director Ross Carper says his goal is for every immigrant and former refugee to experience inclusion from the Spokane community, all while bringing delicious dishes to the area. And if you'd like to contribute to the kitchen, you can donate on their website, you can volunteer your time, or you can dine in the store. You can find more information on feastworldkitchen.org.
Love Feast World Kitchen and love the weekend. It's going to be a beautiful summer weekend, especially Saturday. Things start to change a little bit on Sunday, but we'll be mostly clear tonight. 60 degrees to start the day tomorrow. That's about average, but then we're heading to above average temperatures, 94, sunny skies, winds out of the southwest at 5 to 10, but those will pick up for Sunday. Here's what's going on. We've got a ridge of high pressure to our south and east, area of low pressure moving in. That puts us in a southwesterly flow between that high and low pressure. As this area of low pressure approaches, it's going to send a dry cold front over the region on Sunday. It doesn't look like much on our forecast radar, and that is because it's not going to put down much precipitation, if any, a sprinkle perhaps, but it could bring the lightning with it. Here's a look at our forecast radar going into Sunday night or Sunday morning, and here's the front right here. 5 a.m. on Sunday. It will not be around for long. Possibility of mainly mountain thunderstorms, and again, maybe elevated so that the precipitation evaporates before it reaches the ground. But the lightning does not have a problem reaching the ground. Behind that front, we'll be left with breezy conditions, not especially windy, but if we get any fire starts going, that could be a disaster with even a little bit of wind. To start the day tomorrow, we'll be in the 50s and 60s. High temperatures will be in the 90s in almost all locations except Lewiston, 101. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Then we'll be in the 80s for Sunday and Monday, back up in the 90s starting Tuesday and continuing all the way through next weekend. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. There is an emergency need for blood donations nationwide. Vitalant Northwest is hosting a summer drive to save lives and try to counteract the emergency. 1 out of 7 hospital patients need a blood transfusion, and there's no artificial substitute for blood, so donations are really necessary.
Need goes up. There are more traumas. The days between Memorial Day and Labor Day are actually considered the 100 deadliest days of the year, with traumas and car accidents and whatnot, and our regular donors are out.
Coeur d'Alene's next blood drive is August 4th at the Department of Lands, and they are also open 7 days a week. Baker said that the process is quick and easy, plus 1 donation can save up to 3 lives. Well, during the summer, it's always a good idea to throw on a little bit of sunblock before leaving the house.
And if you've had the same bottle lying around your house like I have for a while, you might want to check the expiration date. The FDA says sunscreen usually expires 3 years after it's manufactured, sometimes even sooner, because it can physically change and chemicals can break down, potentially making it less effective.
Sunscreen that's kept in a hot car or in a glove compartment will degrade faster than sunscreen that's kept in a cool, dry place. So if you're at the pool or you're on the beach, you want to keep your sunscreen in the cooler or in the shade.
You'll also want to double check the date while you're at the store. The investigative team from Good Morning America recently went to 24 stores in Texas, New Jersey, and New York, where they found 16 bottles of expired sunscreen. 14 of those were found at CVS and Walgreens.
If you go to a store and it's already expired, and that means it's been sitting in a shelf or a warehouse for probably at least 3 years, if not more. So that sunscreen really isn't providing you with the protection in a guaranteed way that the bottle says.
Both CVS and Walgreens say that they have procedures in place to check for expired sunscreen.
Well, a new school in Spokane honors a Holocaust survivor and member of the Dutch resistance. That's next on Nightside.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
As state senator, Lisa Brown increased taxes by $2 billion while raising her own pay. Under her watch, homelessness rose by 25,000. Now she's backed by the Defund the Police crowd. Lisa's soft on crime, hard on taxpayers.
I pledge to increase police presence and tackle homelessness, and we have. Our Violent Crimes Task Force has lowered crime rates, and we're compassionately addressing homelessness. We're exceptional, Spokane. I'll keep it that way. I'm Nadine Woodward, and I approve this message.
Set summer in motion with the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet, like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport and the Ridgeline, built for better off-road performance and engineered for more adventure. This summer, create your own adventures with Honda, the most awarded brand in car and driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Appliance Recycling and Wholesale has reliable, attractive, and affordable home appliances. Huge selections of brands and models fully refurbished. If you're on a fixed income, have a student headed to college, manage properties or rentals, then you will want to visit Appliance Recycling and Wholesale. Their reconditioned appliances are not only lower cost, but also environmentally friendly. They constantly strive to incorporate green practices in all their operations. Appliance Recycling and Wholesale, serving Spokane for over 2 decades on Sprague, just west of Freya.
The summer has finally arrived, and that means barbecues on the back deck. And nobody knows decking better than the decking pros at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop, shop for wood.
Choose from the best selection of PVC, composite, and solid wood decking, with lots of color choice options, including railings. And don't forget free local delivery, so you can have a beautiful deck for summer.
Windsor Plywood.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
Well, more than 150 million Americans are facing a dangerous heat wave stretching from coast to coast this weekend. Along with the deadly threat, extreme heat can also pose unique challenges and delays to air travel. A professor with the University of North Dakota Aviation Department says the higher the temperatures, the less density in the air. And that means planes need less weight and longer runways for takeoff. Carriers may choose to carry less fuel, drop a baggage, or even maybe drop some seats on the plane. Plus, extra safety brakes to keep the ground crew hydrated and cool can also delay flight schedules.
It's obviously going to affect the turnaround time for aircraft because these folks will have to go inside to a cooler place to, cool themselves, get some water, be hydrated.
So to beat the heat while you're traveling, try an early morning or late night flight when temperatures are cooler. As the temperatures rise, so does the demand to keep cool.
And that means that more energy is being used and more strain is on our power grids. Jennifer Amon, a senior fellow at the American Council for an Energy Efficient Economy, says there are just simple steps to keep your home comfortable, use less energy, and keep your costs down. The most effective thing, once your home is cool, keep that cold air in by closing your shades and avoid generating any extra heat.
Think about what you're doing inside your home that creates heat and try not to do that during the hottest time of the day. So run your dishwasher overnight, run your dryer overnight. Those types of options are going to help reduce your energy use and reduce how warm it gets in your home.
And if you want to save 10% on your energy bills, the Department of Energy says get a smart thermostat. And before winter returns, look into upgrades like sealing air leaks and replacing windows. There are also new tax credits for energy efficient appliances that could really help out with the cost.
Well, it's been a while since we've checked in with our friends in Phoenix as they continue to rack up 110-degree plus days. It was 116 degrees in Phoenix today. Now, that is not a record. They've set many daily records so far this month. 121 is the record for today, but it is the 29th consecutive day of 110 degrees or higher, each day setting a new record. The previous record was 18 days set back in the 1970s. It looks like they might break this streak later this week. There's a 108-degree day coming up A big cool down. I like our cool down better. There's our hot day, Saturday, 94 degrees and mostly sunny. We'll start the day off at 60 degrees. A dry cold front coming through early Sunday morning. It's going to pick up our winds a little bit, drop our temperature right about average. 87 is our average high. We'll see partly cloudy skies and again the potential for some isolated dry lightning, mainly over the higher terrain. We'll be keeping a very close eye on that through the weekend. Meanwhile, our temperature trend, the white line right here, is that average high of 87. We're above, then right about average, then a little above through the 7-day forecast, but none of the extreme heat that the rest of the country is dealing with, even by our standards, not looking at any extreme heat. It's that time already. Heading down to Nez Perce County, Joanne Watson shared this photo from today of the action at Boyer Farms, getting that winter wheat crop in already. That's a sign that fall is not too far off. And I don't think we have any farmers watching the 11. They're all sound asleep. But if you are, safe and bountiful harvest to you. Kirsten?
Yeah, Mark Peterson is snoring at this point.
Yes.
As you should be. All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the brand new Carla Ullman Peppersack Middle School is set to welcome its first group of students in a little over a month. The school is named after Carla Peppersack, a Holocaust survivor and member of the Dutch resistance who now lives in Spokane. This school will continue Peppersack's mission of educating children about the Holocaust. She says that she hopes her story and the stories of others will prevent anything like this from happening again.
You don't really hope that it will never happen again, and that's really the reason that you try to educate the people.
The first day of school will be September 5th.
Karate and jiu-jitsu are popular forms of martial arts, but have you ever heard of Kane Fu? One local martial arts expert is using this unique style of self-defense to help disabled veterans. That's coming up next on Nightside.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by River Ridge and Peters Hardware.
Here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. Everybody is in it to win it.
You put this in your ear to clean it out. Pass.
I would have guessed harpoon.
I just wet my plants.
I'm just glad they chose that, Michael. Big money, big celebrities.
I got that!
You know what you got?
You got it wrong.
The $100,000 Pyramid, now at its new time, Sunday at 9, 8 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Next. Stop.
You got it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Your electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water wise this summer.
Summer's here, so journey to where you've never gone. Achieve what you've never done. Discover who you've never been. Behind the wheel of something ready for where you want to go. All in a new CUV with standard all-wheel drive during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Come test drive the first ever 3-row Mazda CX-90, now optional as a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Just east of Division on North Foothills Drive or online at SpokaneMazda.com.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita. Bluebird in my heart. Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
My advice to all the fathers out there, they grow up way too fast for you to waste even a single precious moment.
No way these weekend warriors are going to climb that hill. Don't judge them by their zip code. Judge them by their Quattro. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into sports. I'm Julian Minensone. Relying on a cane was once considered a sign of an aging body, but one local martial arts teacher is helping people find empowerment through their canes, using their crutch as a tool for self-defense.
And begin.
Aaron Anderson is one of the deadliest people with a cane.
I usually start off by telling them I teach recreational violence. Strike.
Instead of to hurt,
drive them off.
It's to help.
Back in the chamber, I focus mostly with veterans and disabled and senior citizens. This end will go up as I'm turning.
Aaron has been a cane fu master for 8 years.
As I'm spiraling him down.
It's not what he teaches,
there you go,
but who he teaches that hits home.
I served 10 years in the United States Army. They figured after enough head injuries, I had enough. I think it was like 5 concussions, 8 broken bones, 2 heat strokes, and a partridge in a pear tree. So we'll start from the top.
Aaron medically retired from the military.
Cheery up.
But he wasn't quite ready for a final bout.
This game, I kind of went to a dark place myself after I got out. So it's going to be a cross punch. It really was getting back in the martial arts that got me out of that place. Twist, drop them down. Having been there myself, one of the best things you can do is reach out and pull somebody else up and begin.
His students have lost only 1 combined match, an accomplishment that earned Aaron a spot in the Martial Arts Hall of Fame.
Whether it's to teach him how to stand or teach him to have the confidence that, yeah, I can walk here again, and giving them any kind of purpose or hope or just exercise.
From here, I'm going to step forward.
Because in this dojo,
crack them in the knee.
A cane
follow through
is more than a crutch.
Boom. Whether it is they're older and they're not getting around, or they're dealing with post-traumatic stress or traumatic brain injury. And I'm stepping and I twist them down. Training in the martial arts and doing these movements have helped veterans that suffer from that. Outward block, placement step, over the head, just giving people back their lives. Thrust.
Aaron will be teaching a cane fu seminar at the Breakthrough Family Academy of Martial Arts in Post Falls tomorrow. The class runs from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. It's $20 a person, and the proceeds will help local veterans. For more information, you can visit our website at kxly.com. Now, the Spokane Indians looking to snap a 3-game losing streak, taking on the Eugene Emeralds on the road at PK Park. First inning, bases loaded for Eugene. Sean Roby drives in a run with the single to left, his 12th RBI in 12 games for the Emeralds. And Carter Howell's turn for Eugene, and he'll drive in another run, this time with a double to the other way, right field, as the Indians trail 4-0 already in the first inning. Not a good start, and the onslaught continued from there. Second inning we go. Luis Toribio will hit one right up the gut into center field as the Indians can't handle the heat. It's 7-0 now. They would lose this one by a final of 12-2. That's 4 straight losses for Spokane. They'll look to turn things around when the series continues tomorrow at 5:05 p.m. from PK Park there in Eugene, Oregon. That'll wrap us up for sports. We'll be right back.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Connect with a friend. Connect with a muse. Connect with nature. Connect with summer and find what it holds for you in the off-road ready Mazda CX-50. Uncover what lies ahead during Mazda's Season of Discovery sales event.
Discover nature's most unique adventures in a Mazda CX-50. Available for immediate delivery at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
You heard what the doctor said, right, Dad? These pain meds, they're no joke. And this, it's an opioid. They can be very addictive.
But I need my strong pain medicine.
I know, Dad, I understand. Just make sure you only take what the pharmacist said. And keep it in this locking bag from the pharmacy so it's away from the kids.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'll put this in the locking bag.
Yeah, I appreciate you.
Protect the people you love from opioid misuse. Lock up your medication.
Hot tub, hot tub, hot tub. Major manufacturers and warehouses clearance of new 2023 inventory. Today through Sunday. 2 locations, Spokane and Pasco. Over 100 hot tubs on display and everything must go. New 2023 inventory. Hot tubs starting at $29.95. All inventory 40 to 80% off. Come see the revolutionary swim spa in action and save up to 60%. Trade-ins welcome. Free delivery. We'll even haul away your old hot tub. Worry-free installation. 18-month interest-free financing. Millions of dollars of inventory must be sold. Spokane County Fair and Expo Center and Hapo Center. Free admission. Free parking. Call 833-SPA-SALE.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
So sweet. Kansas farmer Lee Wilson decided to farm a different kind of crop than usual this season for a very special reason.
We're celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary, August 10th, and you know, what's a guy get his gal on their 50th? And I put a lot of thought into it, and she always liked sunflowers, and I thought this is the year to plant sunflowers, so we planted her 80 acres of sunflowers.
80, not 8, 80 acres.
The bar has been set.
It's about 1.2 million sunflowers.
Oh
and
my
he did
God.
it secretly with the help of his son, so his wife wouldn't know.
Secretly, good for him.
I know.
Bravo.